Welcome to Soundbites of the annual meeting, our mini podcast series taped live here at the ASGCT annual meeting here in New Orleans. I'm Lynnea Olivarez, chair of the communications committee, and today we're spotlighting what it really takes to communicate in the rare disease space. Our guest right now is Kimberly Haugstad, CEO of RareRising and a longtime rare disease advocate. She's led national and global nonprofits, built cross-sector coalitions, and she's also a parent of someone living with severe hemophilia. Welcome, Kimberly.
Thanks for having me.
So let's start with something that you talked about in our comm symposium. You said how collaboration isn't just a nice to have, it's really a model. What do you mean by that when it comes to rare disease communications?
Yeah. So thanks for the question. And I really, really believe, and we talk all the time about how patients are the center. And if patients are the center, that lived experienced expert has to be in that process and at the absolute center. So driving a cell and gene therapy, my goodness, forward has to be a comfortable opportunity where we're speaking with an aligned voice, and that is so important. You've got our researchers and clinicians leading the driving of science. We've got industry leading, bringing those therapies to market. But those patient organizations and patients and caregivers, they have to advocate for therapies and educate the community to make sure that we're all together. So this model really works only together as a united opportunity.
And so much of your work lives at that intersection, building bridges between advocacy and science. What advice do you have for scientists, like so many of our ASGCT members, who want to engage more directly with patient communities?
I love that question. And I would say what you need to know is that you are wanted. We absolutely, patients and caregivers deeply, even desperately, we want to learn. And you have information, you can teach us. And so you are so welcome. And don't be shy. This is, patients might be and patient caregivers might be a little bit shy to ask. We don't know if it's okay. You're a busy researcher or whatnot. But please be eager and be ready to be involved. And, think of it like a middle school dance, right? Somebody's got to make that introduction. Be willing to do that because you will get so much out of the process. You will be a better researcher, I promise you, and that organization that you work with will be better for what they're able to give to our community through your involvement. So please be a part of the process.
And I imagine that trust looks different across these different communities, especially when it comes to equity and inclusion, which is on so hot topic nowadays, so on so many of our minds.
Sure. Yeah, I think different across different peoples, different cultures. It certainly can be different, but I think what is consistent is consistency. I think you need to be present. You need to come back. You need to keep coming back, and don't be expected to be invited. Bring yourself, ask and offer, and be available, and be willing to invest for the long term. I think building trust with community leaders and champions is really important, and marrying that into just showing up is so important for the long term in order to build trust. We need to know that we're all here for the long term.
And I'll ask you one final question for the road today. Can you share with our listeners what's giving you hope right now?
Sure, I can. I think it's a daunting time right now, for sure. But I think in gene and cell therapy, it is such an incredible, exciting scientific time right now. It is just amazing, and I think there's hope certainly in that area. But I also really feel that there is hope with the determination and the resilience of the patient and caregiver community. We see people, stepping up all over the country to speak up and insist that rare disease is important in all of the changes and things that are happening. And I think rare disease can be really isolating at times, but there is so much hope right now just in us working together as a combined community.
Beautifully said. Thank you so much for joining us, Kimberly. And for those of you listening, we'll be back with more sound bites from the annual meeting.